So I am closing my online card cami store. Now, that might come as a surprise. It might seem like a backward step. Content and things like that are going great, so it might just seem a bit odd. But there's two reasons for it, if I'm honest. And, just a heads up, the business isn't closing, overnight. If you've got orders, you've got pre-orders for Hololive and things like that, that product's still going to come in, it's still going to go out to you. It will be closing, it'll be like a slow closure. So the site will still be there. I just won't be getting new pre-orders for like new sets. I still got a lot of stock, so obviously I want the site there to potentially sell the stock before I close the business. Would be ideal situation. So yeah, I'm probably going to, it's still going to be there probably for a few months unless anything changes. But it's not run out of money. It's not gone into liquidation or anything like that. So no need to worry about that if you've got any orders or anything like that. Or simply, if you do want a refund, just let me know and we can refund one of your pre-orders or whatever it is. But the reason why I've came to this decision, there's two. The first one is mainly time, if I'm honest. Since going limited and VAT registered, there's just a lot more time spent doing admin, doing accounting. It's just taken up so much more time, and you almost need to be ready to jump on things. And unfortunately, that is something that I can't always be ready for. Like, I work full time, I make content, and I'm trying to run a store, and I'm trying to live my life. Like, there's a lot going on there. So, this is the decision. And when I come back to it and I think about why I started Card Cami, so for those of you that don't know, the reason I started Card Cami was because Top Deck in the UK went under. So they closed down, and they were my go-to online. They had a physical store as well, but online place to order Weiss Schwarz products to open. They were the only one in the UK that reliably got it in and got it to you for release day. Everywhere else was useless. It would be 2 or 3 weeks late, or it'd be 2 months past release and they're still trying to source product. And you're like, well, you're obviously not getting it at this point, so just cancel my order. So that was the reason. If I can't get product, that means no one else is going to be able to get product. So that was why I started Card Cami. It was never a money-making thing. Obviously, you need to kind of generate money. You have costs, then not massive, but there's still some sort of costs involved. And you do need to obviously make profit. But I never paid myself. The profit was always tried to put into improving things, adding more products and things like that. And you might think that, if I paid myself, maybe I'd find the time more and it would feel more worthwhile. But if I'm perfectly honest, it really doesn't come down to that. I really didn't, that wasn't the reason why I started the site. And the profit is never much anyway. Like, at the end of the day, trading cards, whether you're selling sealed product, no matter what it is, what type of business it is with trading cards, generally speaking, profit margins are really slim. And you are putting in lots of hours for very little pay. Unless you've managed to do this over a long period of time, scale up. Even so, there's so much competition out there. Profit margins are very low. And you're not realistically going to make loads and loads and loads of money out of that unless you're starting to scale up, get employees. But even then, there's going to be so many overheads. I think it really is just a tough business, because I think a lot of people, it's kind of like a dream job. And that means a lot of people try it out, a lot of people pursue it. And a lot of people are happy to put in loads and loads of hours because it is a passion for them. So therefore, they work a lot for kind of small profit margins. Don't get me wrong, there's obviously going to be some businesses and some situations where people do extremely well. Generally, they're doing something very different, or pushing the boundaries on different things and changing things up, not just running an online store. There'd be a lot more to it than that. But yeah, for me, it was never about making money. So even if I did sort of pay myself, I really don't think it would make a difference, if I'm honest. There wouldn't be much to pay myself with, and yeah, balancing the funds, you kind of need as much money in the business so you can buy more products. Sometimes you're going to buy products and it's going to not sell well, and you're still going to need to buy the next sets that come out. So managing all of that can be quite difficult. I'm sure if you've ever gone down that path, or you're currently running the store or doing anything like that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more involved than you would expect. I mean, a good example of this is even when I first started Card Cami, I wanted to run Google ads. So I came up on the shopping adverts at the top of Google. I spent so many hours, right, trying to get approved on Google that would, for whatever reason, their automation would just say there's something wrong with my site and I'm not eligible to be on there. But it won't tell you why. And I spent hours and hours doing research, seeing what it could be, trying to add this different content on my site, that it might be this, might be that, might be that. Went back and forth with Google support, literally spent probably a couple of days just working on this. And eventually they admitted that they don't know why it was doing that, and it was just an issue. So they clicked accept and manually overridden it, so I could be on there. And then a week later, that automation ran again and knocked me back off. And like, there was so much that you end up spending time doing. And don't get me wrong, like, part of it's interesting because you are learning, but at the same time, it's kind of stressful because you just want it to work and you don't want to have to spend days of your time just trying to sort something out, like being able to pay for the ads just so you show on the Google shopping section. Like, that's just like one little thing, right? So yeah, there's a lot going on, and yeah, to be honest, I just don't have the time. And this was never, as I said, never a way to make money or profit. Obviously, for some people it is, they pursue this to hopefully do it as a full-time job. I never had that intention with my channel, and I never had that intention with my store. I could not see in any way how either of these or both of these could compete and overtake like my full-time job. So obviously my full-time job, I do get paid very well. I'm a software engineer and I've been doing it for about 9 years now. So I'm obviously lucky to have a very well-paid full-time job, but that just means that profit from running a online card store, or profit from like content or YouTube, like I just can't see how it would ever compete and would ever be anything that I drop my full-time career for, because it's too far away, right? It's not something that I don't think personally I wanted to do. Like, I actually went into the job that I'm in because I did have an interest for it. So it was something that I found really interesting and exciting. And it's not something I want to stop doing either. So yeah, like I said, because of that, like, even if I paid myself, like, it just doesn't make sense. It's just, I'm trying to do too much at the end of the day. It comes down to that. I don't have the time to do all of these things. And unfortunately, the one that gets hit will be the store, because I'd rather have time to make content. Like, I've got videos that I still need to edit. They've been recorded. I still need to edit and get out, but I've been so occupied with sorting out the accounts for Card Cami and sorting out the VAT returns and talking to my accountants for it. It's just, I haven't got around to it, and it's actually becoming very stressful trying to deal with the accounts for it. So yeah, this isn't a decision I've just made overnight. I have thought about it in the last few months. It's kind of cropped up, and it kind of just comes down to the fact that why I originally started Card Cami and how that reason does not exist anymore. And I guess I've shifted that goal because that reason didn't exist. It was like, well, I have Card Cami. Hopefully I can, make profit and grow the store, make it as big as I can. But at the end of the day, it wasn't why I started it. And if that was the reason, like if I went back to not having the store, the reason was to try and make money and profit, I just wouldn't have started it in the first place, because I know that it just wouldn't have been worth my time. Right, so I've had to edit this in because I've just watched that back and realised I kept saying that the need for card camming doesn't exist anymore, but I didn't really explain why it doesn't and how it doesn't. I just kept saying that it doesn't, there's no need for it. I think that just shows how overtired I am with everything at the moment. But basically, as I said, the original reason was because I didn't know how me or anyone else was really going to get products reliably on time. That's changed over the last year or so. As of now, like, there's plenty of places, plenty of online stores you can get Weiss Schwarz. You can pre-order the new sets and it will come in, and not only that, it's just equally as priced as my site was, right? So one example is the Card Vault. I think I've used them once or twice in the past before I started Card Cami for maybe a different trading card game. But yeah, they put pre-orders up for all Weiss Schwarz English product. I think they get some Japanese in as well, actually. Total Cards seem to be a lot better. They seem to also put pre-orders up for all the Weiss Schwarz sets, but they were originally one of the ones I had problems with, 2 or 3 years ago. But obviously, I think things have changed, like UK distribution has improved, and that's why there's many other sites offering Weiss Schwarz, and, that's why the problem doesn't exist anymore. There's all these other sites that you can go to that are huge, stock all sorts of TCGs, but also stock Weiss Schwarz. So, especially when they're priced pretty much the same as me, or maybe, £1 or £2 more, not much of a difference, right? But personally, I will probably be using the Card Vault going forward when I want to get product to open a booster box or two here or there. And just another thing that I want to mention is, obviously, for the past 6 months or even longer, I haven't really been collecting. I've been so focused on the store that, I haven't collected at all. So, yeah, I'm hoping that once this is all closed and over with, I actually might get back to just enjoying collecting again and enjoying it as more of a hobby and not seeing it as a business, if that makes sense. So I'm actually quite excited to get back into collecting cards again, if I'm honest. So yeah, it's kind of a, I wouldn't say sad, because I almost feel relieved in a way that I know it's going to eventually close, because I know how much time it takes up. I know how much time that's going to free up for me personally. And yeah, I just think as of right now, I need that time back for sure. So yeah, that's the video. Yeah, if you have any comments, questions, or yeah, just anything general, any questions about running it, maybe you're curious about that I haven't covered in this video, just drop them down below in the comments. I'll be happy to go over literally anything, whether it's sort of sales and things like that. But yeah, I mean, just Weiss Schwarz in the UK is very difficult as it is anyway. So I think in general, the original goal and everything, I think it achieved what I sought out to achieve. That did actually, it was a success. And yeah, the reason for it just doesn't actually exist anymore. So it doesn't make sense to keep pushing it when I simply, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to be there. And just lastly, I want to thank everyone who's helped the store in any way whatsoever, whether you purchased some product or you were someone who helped with getting contacts for distributors and things like that. Massive thank you for all of the support, and I really do appreciate it. So yeah, bit of a different video, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please hit like and subscribe if you're not already, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.